I have discovered a murder weapon that no court would recognize: kindness. Not the cruelty disguised as kindness, not the calculated altruism of hypocrites, but genuine self-sacrificing praise by all kindness. It kills as surely as any poison, only more slowly, more completely, and here is the terrible refinement with the victim's full cooperation. Watch the kind people in your village, your city, your own household. They are dying, not from the wickedness of others, though we comfort ourselves with this lie. They are being hollowed out by their own virtue, exhausted by their own generosity, destroyed by the very quality for which we praise them most. And the cruelest irony, they call this death goodness. For 2,000 years, Christian morality has taught Europe to celebrate this slow suicide. We have made weakness into virtue, called self-destruction noble, transformed the inability to refuse into moral superiority. The kind person suffers not because the world is, cruel though it is, but because he has swallowed a poison that makes him complicit in his own diminishment. This work will expose the mechanism of this tragedy and offer not to the many, but to the few, capable of bearing uncomfortable truths, a path toward genuine generosity that does not devour the giver. I have observed during my wanderings through Swiss mountains and Italian coastal towns a phenomenon so obvious yet so suppressed that merely stating it feels like heresy. The kind people among us are dying, not from disease, not from cruelty of others, but from their own goodness. Watch them closely. The schoolmaster who exhausts himself for ungrateful students, the physician who neglects his own health attending to hypochondriacs, the neighbor who gives his last bread to the drunkard, who tomorrow will curse him. They wear their kindness like a hair shirt, and we have been taught to call this beautiful, but I tell you their kindness is not what it appears. It is not strength expressing itself, but weakness unable to refuse. It is not love flowing outward, but fear that dares not say no. Test yourself with this simple question: could I refuse this request without guilt? If the answer is no, you are not being kind, you are being enslaved. True generosity gives from overflow. False kindness gives from inability to withhold. Observe the 3 signs of exhausted kindness in your own life. First, chronic fatigue, despite your helping. Second, hidden resentment toward those you serve, a feeling you immediately suppress. Third, relationships where your giving is expected rather than appreciated, where refusal would be met with indignation. The people who become most outraged when you set boundaries were exploiting you most. Their anger reveals their dependence on your weakness. This is the beginning of seeing clearly. You have been calling slavery virtue, and this lie is killing you. Beneath the kind person's smile festers a rage they dare not acknowledge. I have seen this in every village, every city, every household where Christian morality still holds sway. The exhausted altruist performs his charity while nursing a secret fury at those he helps, at himself, at life itself. A mother I knew in Naumburg sacrificed everything for her children. She never complained, always smiled, called herself blessed, yet her children avoided her, sensing poison beneath the sweetness. On her deathbed, the truth finally escaped. I gave them everything, and they gave me nothing. But the resentment had been there always, corrupting every interaction. This is what Christianity has done. It taught you that your natural resentment is sinful, so you suppress it. But suppressed resentment does not disappear. It sours into something far worse. It transforms your giving into manipulation, your kindness into chains of obligation, your service into tyranny. After you help someone, notice your thoughts. Do you replay the interaction, imagining their gratitude? Do you feel injured when thanks does not come? This is resentment revealing itself. Your free giving came weighted with invisible price tags, expectations, demands, needs for recognition. Here is the truth you must face. Your resentment is not character failure. It is your will to power, suppressed for years, finally demanding recognition. This rage is energy, misdirected energy, yes, but energy nonetheless. The question is, will you continue moralizing it away, or will you learn to redirect it toward your own flourishing? Let me reveal how you were infected with this life-denying morality. It did not fall from heaven. It was created deliberately, brilliantly, as a weapon by those who lacked power. The Jewish priests could not defeat Rome militarily, so they defeated it morally. Unable to match Roman strength, they invented a religion that made strength shameful. Blessed are the meek. Turn the other cheek. The last shall be first. They conquered through guilt what they could not conquer through power. This is the slave revolt in morals, and Christianity is its most successful expression. There exist two types of morality. Master morality says, I am strong, therefore what I do is good. Slave morality says, you are evil, therefore I am good. The first is self-affirming, grounded in strength. The second is reactive, defined entirely by negation and resentment. Christianity systematically inverted healthy values. Pride became sin, humility became virtue. Self-assertion became selfishness. Self-sacrifice became love. Strength became dangerous. Weakness became holy. For 2 millennia, Europe has labored under this inversion. Your exhausted kindness is the direct descendant of this slave morality. You have internalized the values of the powerless and made them your own. You call yourself kind, but you are merely obedient to a morality designed to constrain the strong, and now it constrains you. When moral guilt arises, ask, is this authentic conscience or internalized slave morality? Test it thus. Does this guilt make me stronger or weaker? Authentic conscience guides toward flourishing. Slave morality guilt punishes vitality itself. Learning to say no is not mere boundary setting, it is reclaiming your will from those who have colonized it. The word no, firmly spoken without apology, is the beginning of all freedom. A professor I knew at Basel spent evenings correcting mediocre students' work, sacrificing his own research. When I suggested limiting these hours, he protested. But they need help, I responded, and you need your life. He began refusing requests with simple firmness. 3 parasitic students withdrew. 2 serious ones flourished. His own work advanced dramatically. Here is the formula. Say, I cannot help with that, or that does not work for me. Then stop. Never explain, justify, or apologize. Explanation invites negotiation. Simple refusal is complete. When you speak your first no, anxiety will grip your throat. Your heart will race. You will feel you are becoming cruel. This is not conscience, it is conditioned response. Your slave morality fights for survival. The stronger the guilt, the more necessary the refusal. Practice this. Tomorrow, refuse one request you would normally accept from obligation. Use these exact words. I cannot help with that. Say nothing more. Notice your body's rebellion, the urge to explain, to justify, to soften the refusal. Resist. Sit with the discomfort for 5 minutes. As you begin refusing, parasites reveal themselves through indignation. Those who value you will respect your boundaries. Those who exploited you will become angry. This winnowing is painful but essential. The purification by fire that every ascending soul must undergo. Now comes the difficult part. As you set boundaries, your long-suppressed resentment will surface with volcanic force. Do not be alarmed, this is progress, not regression. A friend from Leipzig had been the family peacemaker for decades, always sacrificing for harmony. When he finally refused to manage his siblings' disputes, years of suppressed fury erupted. For 2 months he raged at his family, at himself, at the wasted years. Then, mysteriously, the rage transmuted into creative power. He wrote the book he had postponed for 20 years. Your resentment is your will to power that has been turned inward against yourself. When properly directed, it becomes the engine of self-creation. The process is this. Feel the rage fully. Understand what it reveals about your suppressed needs. Redirect that energy toward your own projects. Watch it transform into creative force. When rage arises, do not suppress or immediately express it. Instead, go to a private space. Feel the full force of it in your body. Ask, what is this rage telling me about what I need? Identify one concrete action toward meeting that need. Channel the energy into that action immediately. A walk, writing, a project postponed. You have every right to rage at those who exploited your false kindness. This anger is healthy, your instinct for self-preservation finally operating correctly. Do not moralize it away. Feel it, understand it, transmute it. True kindness becomes possible only after developing capacity for hardness. You cannot give freely until you can refuse freely. The chronically ill person cannot offer genuine help. He can only share his sickness. Health is not selfishness. It is prerequisite for any real giving. During my years of chronic illness, migraines, digestive troubles, near blindness, I tried continuing as before. My productivity declined, my thinking clouded, my correspondence grew irritable. Only when I prioritized health, walking 6 hours daily, finding favorable climate, protecting sleep, did my powers return. My best work came not despite this selfishness, but because of it. Your first duty is to your own vitality. Examine everything through this. Question: does this enhance or diminish my life force? Your schedule, relationships, habits, environment, anything consistently draining energy without corresponding value must be eliminated. Prioritizing health is not selfishness, it is foundation for everything else. The person who exhausts himself helping others eventually helps no one. He becomes another burden. Implement 3 non-negotiable practices. First, 8 hours of sleep, refuse evening obligations preventing this. Second, 1 hour of physical movement, daily walk, labor with your body. Third, 1 hour of solitude for reflection or creative work. No interruptions. When people object to these boundaries, remember, they benefit from your depletion. You benefit from your health. Choose yourself. Track your energy hourly for 1 week on a 1 to 10 scale. Note which activities, people, and environments increase versus drain energy. Patterns will emerge. Make one structural change. Eliminate one consistent drain. Only the full vessel can pour out without becoming empty. Only the healthy can genuinely give. Genuine generosity discriminates. It is not universal. You give to those you respect, to reciprocal relationships, to people capable of receiving well. Universal kindness is actually universal weakness, inability to value some relationships above others. A master craftsman in Basel taught me this principle. He accepted only commissions from clients who valued excellence, charged full price without apology, refused to rush work for any amount. Many called him arrogant, but his work was magnificent, his clients became connoisseurs, and he lived with dignity. His selectivity elevated everyone. Before giving, ask, does this person respect what I offer? Will my help strengthen or weaken them? Is there reciprocity here? Am I giving from desire or obligation? If any answer is no, reconsider. Give in ways that challenge the receiver to grow information rather than action, guidance rather than rescue, resources requiring effort to utilize. Never create dependency. Sometimes refusal is the greatest gift, forcing someone to develop their own strength, to face consequences, to become self-reliant. This feels cruel, but is actually respectful, treating them as adults responsible for their own lives. Identify your 3 most important relationships, people who genuinely add value. Give generously to them, your time, attention, health. Notice how different this feels from obligatory giving. This is genuine generosity. Give to the worthy from overflow, not to parasites from depletion. Your giving becomes expression of power rather than evidence of weakness. Hierarchy in relationships is natural and healthy. Every moral system serves either life or death. It either enhances vitality and enables growth, or suppresses instinct and breeds weakness. Christian democratic morality serves death. The values I teach serve life. I once asked a theologian, Does your morality make people more alive, more creative, joyful, powerful? He responded, "It makes them good." I pressed, "But are they more alive?" He admitted, "Many are miserable, but they are righteous." This is the choice: life-denying righteousness, producing misery, or life-affirming values, enabling flourishing. Apply this criterion to every moral teaching. Does following this increase my vitality or decrease it? Teachings that consistently diminish life force are life-denying, regardless of how good they claim to be. The human being is fundamentally will to power. Every organism seeks to discharge its strength, expand, overcome resistance. Any morality suppressing this drive works against life itself. Health is ascending power. Sickness is block power. The choice is not between being good or evil, but between life-affirming and life-denying, a completely different axis, rendering conventional morality obsolete. This is what I mean by beyond good and evil. For 1 month, evaluate every moral should. I should visit my difficult relative. Does this enhance life? I should work weekends helping colleagues. Does this strengthen me? You will find many shoulds are life-denying commands you internalized unconsciously. You now possess a criterion for evaluating all moral teachings. You can distinguish values serving life from those serving death. The highest achievement is not eliminating suffering, but loving your fate, including all pain, loss, tragedy. This is amor fati, the ultimate affirmation. During my darkest period, health collapsed, friends estranged, work unrecognized. I asked myself, would I will this exact life to repeat eternally? Initially, no. But gradually, through accepting rather than resisting my fate, through finding meaning in struggle itself, I arrived at yes, not despite suffering, but including it. Ask yourself this question: would you will your life to repeat eternally, exactly as it has been, including all suffering and failure? If no, what must change? If yes, you have achieved amor fati. Instead of "I accept my suffering," say "I love my fate, all of it." This subtle shift transforms victimhood into power. Only those who say yes to their own suffering can offer genuine help, not pity that degrades, but strength that inspires. Generosity born from affirmation differs absolutely from charity born from guilt. Each evening, review your day and say, "I love this fate, even difficulties, even setbacks, even suffering." Initially, this feels false. Continue anyway. Notice how this practice transforms your relationship to experience from resistance to embrace, from victimhood to power. You are not yet the Übermensch, but you are no longer the last man seeking comfort. You are becoming a bridge to something higher, something stronger, something more alive. Your transformation from exhausted kindness to life affirmation is complete. But completion is not ending, it is beginning. Now you must live this wisdom daily, continuously, until it becomes your nature.